Hey Orchard Hill, my name is Brady Randall. We're here at the Butler campus and I'm here with Marilynn Cosme, who's been a part of the campus for 4+ years now. And Marilynn, can you share how you came to be a part of Orchard Hill at the Wexford campus before Butler launched?
Yeah, Brady, I didn't belong to a church. I never really went to church, didn't grow up in the church. And I bowled on the weekends. The people that I bowled with, which by the way, I'm not a good bowler at all, but the people that I bowled with belonged to Orchard Hill. And they kept asking me. And finally one day I thought, you know what, my marriage is failing, my life's going down in a horrible spiral, and I got to do something. So I found myself at Orchard Hill.
And how did God impact you in the ministries and the service and the people when you first got involved there?
Well, when I first walked into Orchard Hill, I was greeted by all these people that didn't know me, and I was like, there's just so many people, but I was still able to fall back and disappear a little bit. And in that time, probably the first 8 weeks, I cried from the time worship started all the way to the end of Kurt's message.
I remember when I first met you, Marilynn, we met at Chick-fil-A. Two things stood out. You had a servant's heart and you had an invitation heart. And you were a part of the core team at Orchard Hill Butler, and you jump in wherever is needed, whether it's Kidsburg, whether it's hauling equipment before 7 a.m. on Sunday morning, 10 below zero, 90 degrees. But what I love is the way you invite others to be a part of that as well. One of those people that you invited was your mom. Can you talk about that process?
Yeah, my mom, she came to Bella's baptism at Wexford, and she was really impressed with the fact that it was a church, but it wasn't like pushing everything at you. It was making you feel included. So she made the comment one day that if, Butler ever gets an Orchard Hill campus, that I'll go. And then I called and let her know that it was happening, and she kind of snickered, and she was like, well, of course it is. And then she decided that she was going to check it out, and she became one of those people in the morning helping get everything ready for everything to get going with the beginning of our church here.
Your mom also was a reluctant joiner of Orchard Hill. She had said she was far from God, far from faith, far from church, and yet she jumped right in. And as she did, she jumped particularly into Kidsburg. And what I love about your mom and the impact that she had was on the hard kids, the kids who were crying, the kids who couldn't sit still, the kids who wanted to jump and run away. Your mom had such a tender heart with them and made such an impact on those kids and on families. For all of us, when this pandemic started, that changed all of our lives, but especially yours and your mom's. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, November 1st, my mom went into Butler Memorial Hospital with COVID, and on December 1st, after a long fight, she went home to be with God, and just, it's rough. I mean, I lost my best friend, I lost, my daughter's best friend, and we struggle, but every day we look at it as a new blessing, and we really try to look up and not in, because when you look in, you tend to struggle more and more, and when you look up and give it to God, then you end up finding a way out.
Marilynn, I can't imagine what that has been like and is still like for you and for your whole family. Can you share the impact that the Orchard Hill community had just coming around you, crying with you, praying with you, providing care? Can you share about what that impact had?
Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing, the amount of support that the church had given us. For 31 days, we didn't have to prepare our meal, and people would come, even afraid of COVID and even worried about how everybody's health was. People just showed up and they entered our house and they hugged us and they talked to us and they prayed with us. And it was just amazing to feel that the family wasn't just in the building, the family was actually at home.
One of the things your mom would later say is your invitation to become a part of Orchard Hill literally changed your life. It changed her eternity, and you know today where she is as a result of what God did in her life, but how He used your invitation. What would you say to someone right now who's either in a similar position, struggling or discouraged with anything that's going on? What would you say that might give them hope today?
I think the biggest thing is that you just can't lose hope, that you have to fall to your knees and you have to cry and pray and give it to God. You have to let Him know why you're angry. He's got broad shoulders. You have to let Him know why you're happy, and you got to give Him all that because he knows, but He needs to hear it from you. And once you release that to Him, you get this overwhelming feeling of joy and the fact that you're okay.
Well, Marilynn, I so appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing your story. I love how God has worked and is working in your life and how He will continue to work. And so grateful for you sharing with all of us your story today.